Well, hey everyone, Patrick Patty, Pickleball today. I am flying solo today. Mark is on vacation this week. He's in New York, having a lot of fun. I've seen some of his pictures and things. Looks like a nice trip. But anyway, I'm flying solo today. This will not be a long episode, but I do have Mark pre-recorded for a really good some training coming up. We're also going to talk a little bit about our paddle giveaways, which have been very successful. We're running another one right now. You're welcome to log in and or enter it, pickleballtoday.co/win. Now, that's taken an email address. What happens is that goes into our email distribution list. However, if you enter multiple times, that email doesn't go in multiple times, so you don't have to worry about it. However, by going there and entering and then confirming your email, you have to check your email, click on a link there in it. It'll give you more opportunities to win paddles. So basically, it's a win-win. The other opportunities are things like sharing our videos, subscribing, commenting, all kinds of stuff like that. Basically helps things that are helping us get more exposure. So what are we talking about today? Have you ever heard of a dink and drink? I had not. We're going to talk a little bit about a dink and drink. We got some paddles in from a company 11624. Just going to show them briefly. I'm not doing a review here today, but we will be doing some review videos, but I'll kind of just tell you what the highlights of each one are. We're talking PPA Tour. We're talking and a bit of controversy that's come onto that. We're talking a CNPL tour, Canadian National Pickleball League. I know we have a lot of American viewers, so you may not be familiar with that. That's our league in Canada, like similar to MLP. They wrapped up their regular season the other day, heading into the playoffs. So we have two teams that are going to have buys going through to the playoffs, and we'll just mention that briefly as well. So let's get things kicked off. Pat Batty, Pickleball Today. Thanks for joining us this week. This will be about a 25-minute video tops, and I guarantee it. Normally I do go a little long. This one will not. I'm actually headed out of town later this afternoon, so I'm rushing through this a little bit just for the day, but I will be out until later this evening. I wanted to get this up. I'm a little late this week. I'm still recovering from my injury. It wasn't sustained playing pickleball, but it very much affects me playing pickleball. It's a groin injury, and so your sideways movement, it really can hurt. So I've gone through, I had a medical appointment with a friend who is also a pickleball player, and we've played together a number of times, and he's also a sports doctor. So I had my appointment with him, and then on to physio, and I am going through I've had my physio review, assessment, and now I have some things I have to do and a couple more physio things. So I'm coming along, but it's slow. A groin injury, where basically can be a long haul, 4 to 6 weeks in total. So there would be no pickleball for me again, at least for 2 or 3 more, maybe a bit more. That's hurting my ability to do play videos on our reviews, but we're going to do some reviews without it, kind of synopsis of everything about the paddles and things like that. Not in this video today. Today's just a regular podcast. So what's a dink and drink? I hadn't heard of it before, but it sounds like fun. It's a tournament, and a lot of people have them. Popular in the U.S., and one of our friends here, she's from California originally. Her and her husband have just built a court in their backyard, and they're having us over. They're having actually 30 people this weekend, and we're having a little tournament, and we're having cocktails, we're having some food and things like that. And it's just basically an excuse to have a lot of people have a lot of fun. And so that's what we're doing. I can't play, but I've been asked to be the announcer for the weekend. So that'll be fun for me, because I would have gone over just to socialize a little bit, but to have something to do that is helpful makes me feel good. And I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of nice people will be at this. including my doctor that I just was at the other day. So we'll have fun this weekend. Anyway, that's it. Dink and drink, and we'll try not to drink too much because I'll be announcing all day long. So should be fun. Now, PP this weekend. Oh, first I'll announce our paddle giveaways. Paddle giveaways that we do regularly. We've sent one out last week. We'll send another one out at the end of this week or early next week. Giveaways are going on all the time on our website. Go to pickleballtoday.co/win and enter there. Again, if you've entered before, don't worry about putting your email address in again. That will just give you the ability to do all the other tasks to get more opportunities. So the more entries you have, the better. And we appreciate your going through there to do it. Anyway, PPA Tour, let's talk about it. Well, we're all familiar with Ben Johns and Annalie Waters winning mixed doubles, and they did again. That's pretty normal when they are both there together and playing. Ben's not been playing so well in Major League Pickleball, but he continues to do well enough in PPA. And this week he won singles as well, the men's singles. So that's a change for him. He'd been losing a little bit more in singles recently, and but he did lose in doubles with Colin. So they've struggled a little bit this year, and the whole thing has been a little up and down, with the exception of mixed doubles for them with Ben and Annalie. But everything else has been a little bit more eventful. But anyway, Ben won singles this weekend. Women's singles was Brooke Buckner. Now, Brooke had a solid tournament. She is playing with a paddle, well, kind of like Ben's, a very hot EULA paddle that is legal for the PPA Tour, not legal for normal play. And some of the other players are a little complaining about it. There was some double pickles, people playing against players with them. There's been domination, as Brooke did. She had some games, 11-1, 11-2, something like that. Basically, anybody playing with this EULA paddle, it is effectively the Gen 3 band paddle. It's exactly the same. It's just legal for the UPA, which is the PPA, but it's not legal for USAPA, which is the tournaments, we all go into. So they got their paddle out that way, but nobody else has yet, or it has a hot Gen 3 type paddle available. So the other players are getting a little kind of upset with it. In some cases, there were some videos put out. Certainly the other paddle companies have to do catch up if they want to win tournaments. And, I know, for instance, Selkirk's coming out with some new paddles, or they just did this week. We'll have 3 of theirs coming in the next little while. But they are not high-end paddles, so some of the pros may use them. But they're going to need something to compete with the new hot EULAs, that's for sure. 6-0 will probably come out with something like that. They're on the paddle committee. They're turned into one of the leading companies now. When I started supporting them, they were totally unknown in Canada. And they've done very, very well. In fact, I still, love associating with them because they create great product. But anyway, the other companies are going to have to get their act together if they're going to compete. Other winners on the weekend were in men's doubles, Christian Alshon and Quang Duong. Quang is a hard-hitting singles player, but this is his first doubles win with Christian Alshon. Christian Alshon, also a big, tall, hard hitter, and again, a great singles player as well. But they won men's doubles against Ben and Colin Johns. Let's see, Annalie and Catherine Parento won in women's doubles, and that's pretty much it for PPA. So a little controversy with this EULA paddle. I'm not criticizing it. I don't have one. I've never played. Well, I've only tried one once, and I wish I could get one to do it, but I don't want to spend $300 just to try a paddle. So if I get a chance to play with one, I will do so. Let's see, new paddles. Here, let me just take a switch over and show you some paddles that came in this week and really explain them quite quickly because it's not a review. you can see this, and let me just double check where video is okay. These are 3 paddles, all the exact same shape. From the company, as you can see, 11624. Have I got it right? These are all identical shape, and the shape is called the Monarch series. I don't know if that's showing up right. I think it will. The Monarch series, this is this shape of paddle from the company. 11624 is the company. And then the 3 paddle model names are the Control, the Jelly Bean, and the All Court. And effectively, and I'm just going to set a couple down right now. What they are is the 3 different models, or the three different paddles of the Monarch line. The All Court is an interesting paddle. It's a combination of fiberglass and carbon fiber with multiple layers of each. Carbon fiber with multiple layers of each. The exterior being a very, very gritty and grippy carbon fiber. But this thing is going to have some pop because fiberglass paddles tend to have a lot of pop. But first of all, the very basic of these, all 3 of these paddles is they're a wide body paddle, a very nice wide body paddle. I'm not putting specs up today. That'll be in the review videos. But a wide body paddle with a longer handle. And like definitely, I can get full 2 hands on this handle. My hands would be a medium size hand. Which the longer handle, not only good for a 2-hand backhand, but it would give the paddle a little bit more power. Being the end of the paddle is slightly further away, so it'll flick a little bit faster. The 3 different paddles I mentioned, the All Court, that's this combination of fiberglass, carbon fiber, and it's a thermoform paddle. This one is the Control. This is a Kevlar paddle. I don't know if it'll show up, but it's blue Kevlar. By the way, I'm recording from a laptop today, having some problem on the desktop. So it's why things look a little different. There's a blue Kevlar paddle. That'll be a little bit more forgiving, a little less poppy, but some, and but a bit more forgiving paddle. And these are both in the $129, $139 range US, less discounts. Or it might be $139, $149. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then this one's called the Jelly Bean. And all 3 of these, by the way, are popular. There's some other good reviews out there. This one is the Jelly Bean. What's different about the Jelly Bean, first of all, it is still same shape. So a lot longer handle, wide body paddle. So wide body paddle is going to be easier for us lower level players. But with the longer handle than, for instance, we had the one up a couple weeks back, the 60 quartz. That was a bit of a shorter handle model, similar width possibly, or approximately. But this one is a very affordable paddle as well. It's $99. And then with our discount code, PBToday is our discount code, it'll take it down to $89. So a 10% discount. And that discount is on all other paddles. So it's 3 different materials. That is a non-thermoformed paddle, but again, a very solid, good value. In the reviews of this paddle, people are loving it. So I'm looking forward to playing with these. The one I think I will end up gravitating towards, if I can handle it, the power with it, is this All Court. But we'll see. And again, if you want one of these paddles, we'll be giving some of these away gradually in our paddle giveaways, but we're all giving away these pro level paddles at different times. Just go to pickleballtoday.co/win. And again, if you want to buy one of these paddles, pickleballtoday.co/11624. And we'll put links to this in the show notes. Or go to 11624 website and put in code pickleball, PBToday, PBToday is our code. So those paddles, looking forward to it. We'll do lengthier videos on them, and we'll record those in the near future. Let's see what else I had on schedule. Oh, I'm going to turn it over to Mark and myself. We pre-recorded a lesson And we're just going to switch over to that right now. Okay, Mark. So let's switch over to your training today. Today, you're going to be talking about backhand drop shots.
Yes, that's correct, Pat. So this is probably one of the most important shots that we need to work on in pickleball. The reason is most players usually target your backhand. And as a coach, if somebody is getting a lesson with me before a tournament play or something like that, I tell them the first couple shots in the game, you need to go after the opponent's backhand. You need to see if it's weak. You need to see if they're frustrated with it. Is it awkward? Do they put it into the net? And then you just keep going after the backhand.
Okay.
So based on that, when you are out playing rec play or drilling or something like that, you should honestly be working backhand shots twice as much as your forehand. More players are always confident in their forehand, and they'll move their body just to hit a forehand. But in the long run, that will cause, make yourself awkward in position and take you out of position trying to just hit your forehand all the time.
Right.
And if you do want to advance to that higher level player, get over that 3.5, 4.0 level that most players are trying to target, you need to have a strong backhand.
Right.
So there's a few steps that I always go through when we're learning the backhand drop shot. The first one is feet/body position. Normal ready position is your feet at the net, facing the net straight on. When we come to the backhand drop shot, though, we actually want to go sideways, perpendicular to the net, and we want to get our feet and our body completely sideways to hit that drop shot.
With the arm your paddle is in at the front.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, being right-handed versus left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah. Depending on right or left, you would turn sideways essentially. And you want to essentially have that clear path that you can go from low to high with your swing.
Right.
Is what we're looking at there. The key is we don't want a crazy backswing either. This isn't a powerful shot. It's literally drop your paddle down, middle of your feet, body, and then hit forward with it. We don't want to go back and then go forward. That's just going to cause more room for air. We don't need that extra power. We get a bunch of the power just with our body motion going from low to high, bending our knees, getting under the shot, and moving forward. So that's definitely a key. The final thing is on that is our paddle is usually sideways like this when we're hitting a drop shot, and not like this. So we get the paddle, completely sideways there. And one thing I was talking about, and the most important tip if you are learning the backhand drop shot, is timing. Even if you have everything else wrong, body position, paddles all wrong, if you can at least get down the timing on when to hit the ball, you'll instantly improve your shot, and players notice that right away. And essentially when that ball goes up, and then as soon as it starts to apex, and then as soon as it drops, that's when we want to come up with the paddle and make the connection.
Okay.
Too many players are hitting that ball, trying to do a drop shot when the ball bounces and then is still coming up, and then they're trying to hit that drop shot.
Right.
Where we got to wait for it to apex and then start coming down, then we hit our drop shot.
Right. And again, I know the other day I was talking about apex is that I aim for apex at my kitchen line.
Essentially, yes. So your overall shot, if you're at the baseline going to their kitchen line to drop it, the apex of our shot is our kitchen.
Our kitchen line, yeah.
Yeah, we want that ball to somewhere at some point around the kitchen line, just inside our kitchen, to start dropping. So it's on a downward motion as it goes over the net.
I think that one's interesting. Well, first of all, it's important, but it's also something I think a lot of players, especially beginners, aren't thinking about, right? They're thinking, we have to do these drop shots, and they're trying to hit it up above the net, like with an apex or the net, and then come down, and then they wonder why it goes too far and they get killed. Yeah. Right?
Because, most of all your other shots, you want the apex to be right where the net is, right? Like if you're hitting a long drive or something, you want the highest part to be right at the net, so then it starts to dip afterwards. If you're aiming for a deep shot, But when we're aiming to land this drop shot in our opponent's kitchen, we want it to 8 pats on our side already.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, with the timing thing, always allow the ball to come to you, get your feet in position, get ready, and then hit that ball just after it starts to drop.
All right.
That's the most important factor. And then you can slowly work on, paddle and grips and stuff like that as you improve.
Right.
On that. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I really like to, just get this in my head just to think about a little bit in advance. Some of these things I like to think about even before I play just a little bit, as well, just to, again, so it's not automatic yet until we drill a lot. But if it's not, I want to think about it a little bit in advance too, without overdoing it. But
it's one of those tips where you, if you're going out to play 2 to 3 hours of games with your friends or something on a Saturday morning, you're just thinking, I'm going to work on my drop shot today. And you just think about, oh yes, it's got 8 pats on my side.
Yeah.
I got to let the ball on its downward motion and just do the drop shot all day. Don't hit any drives and just do that drop shot and get the, game time repetitiveness. And even in your warm up, really focus on the drop shot. If that's what you want to work on that day's shot of the day for you. So
great. Okay, Mark, thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. Love the training. That was really, I enjoyed that. A lot of good points coming out as always. And, I just find, even though we're not up demoing our training often, you can articulate your points so well. I just think it's been popular. It really popular. And that one, I like that lesson a lot. So, another minor update, not a big update, but the CNPL Pro Tour. That's CNPL is the Canadian National Pickleball League. Because now we're finding 2/3 of our viewers are in the US, you may not know about it. CNPL has started last year, and the league went through the year, and your champions crowned. It is a comparable league to Major League Pickleball. It's a team-based competition with a bunch of teams from across the country. Players from across the country get drafted, similar to Major League Pickleball. In this case, the regular season just wrapped up on Sunday, and 2 teams go through from the regular season directly into the final day, and the other teams will be playing off the day before to go into it. And that's, again, I think Major League Pickleball does something along that line as well. So the reward for being at the top of the table in the regular season is you get a bye, either in first or second place. The 2 teams we have in first and second are the Northern Rollers from here in central Ontario. Team that, kind of did okay last year, but not incredible. I got to know a lot of the players, the great folks. They have some new players this year, but they have been an incredible team this year. All season long, absolutely all season long. A solid team, and congratulations to the Northern Rollers for locking up first place yesterday, or on Sunday. Second place is the Montreal Royals. Now, Montreal did not have a great season last year. Their owner, by the way, is Jay DeVilliers, for you PPA fans. Jay is, a Francophone. He bought the Montreal team. Some of the players, or most of the players, were from Montreal last year, and they are again this year as well. And they came in second, and it was right down to the wire between first and second, down to the last few games. So the league has been very successful. It's been a lot of fun to watch. We live streamed it all weekend on our website. They had cameras on all 3 courts. We put them on. We had 3 courts on Sunday, and we had 2 courts Monday and Tuesday. But it was a fun event. I watched a lot of the matches, as did I watched PPA because I can't play right now. So, but great matches. If you want to look at any of them and look back, again, right on our website, there's a post about the CNPL, and you can see it over there. So that's pretty much it today. Any links you're interested in, 11624, all that will be in the show notes, as will any other paddle companies we have a code for you. And there's 3 new paddles coming in from Selkirk as well. They've just updated their Halo line of paddles. We're giving a Halo away next week. And we have 3 of theirs coming in the next, I'm not sure exactly, in the next week, I assume. They've just been released. We ordered in advance, but we haven't received them yet. In fact, I don't think they've shipped yet for some reason. So we'll have those again, and maybe we'll talk about them in the next podcast. So thank you for watching, everybody. Again, please, click like, subscribe, wherever you are. If you're on a podcast player, you may be listening to the audio version. If you're on YouTube, the video version, whatever you can do to follow us, please do. YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. These will all be helping your entries for the paddle contest as well. If you like what we're doing and you want us to do anything differently, please do. I find I do enjoy these podcasts when I have somebody with me. But today I'm also on the run a little bit. I'm heading to Stratford today for a play that my son directed the lighting for. So should be a fine day to see his work. And anyway, we'll end things there. Just again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next week. And again, thank you, Mark, for recording the training with me in advance. I hope you enjoy your vacation. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Pickleball Today, the podcast version of Pickleball Today, Canada's national pickleball news source. Pickleball, obviously, is our passion. And no matter what it is, if it's happening in pickleball in Canada, we're your premier source to bring it all to you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. Find our website at pickleballtoday.co, on Facebook at PCKL Ball Today, on Instagram at pickleball_today, on YouTube at Pickleball Today Canada, and on Twitter at Pickleball Today. See you next time.